crackdown on our civil liberties are getting worse as the Department of Defense recently approved the use of lethal force against civilians by military and local law enforcement. This DoD directive was recently edited in September, in which the Secretary of Defense approved the, quote, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. This is what we've been trying to warn y'all about. We've been sounding the alarm on Gaza for over a year because we know that the U.S. empire is insatiable and the imperial boomerang is real. Everything that they are doing in Gaza, they will import back here in the imperial core to their own citizens. This is why they've been building cop cities as they have continued to increase the repression on our civil liberties, and now they have made it a DoD directive to use lethal.
Abu 7, a heads up here for some moves that were just made by the Pentagon that slid under the radar for the most part, and most people don't realize what they've done here. The Pentagon issuing a federal directive that now allows the military to use lethal force against Americans. And we'll take a look at this here. We'll go down to page 13, and it starts to speak of here of what the Secretary of Defense has in his power. These are the shots he can call Lloyd Austin right here in terms of a decision to approve request for these types of assistances. They say right here under C, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force and that it's likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. This is telling you right there, if they are called in as backup in a hostile situation, a confrontation between law enforcement and the people, any civil war, revolutionary type of setting here, the feds are saying that the military can use lethal force. It says it right there in front of your face. It also goes on after this to say that they can use drones on us here in the United States. People, you better wake up. This is what they've got planned. It's on the books right now. And you better hope you're in a state that has passed laws where they don't allow this to happen. For instance, in my state of Kentucky.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI, an evil and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come. The end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. And as you just heard from the guy Dabu 7, and on post-production I put a few other videos up. I'll have some in the beginning and some in the end. People going further, deeper into what this means. And pretty much this is, as our beloved Elder Pastor Hart coined this year, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right, because these devils, they about to really make their move, man. All right, and they did all this ahead of an election, that because they know people are going to be upset. No matter how the elections go, people are going to be upset. But this goes to show you that they're really going to be upset, how this thing goes. And they're already past, certain regulations so that the military can help the police. Okay, in case of protests, riots, civil unrest, the military can come in and help the police, and it can use lethal force. Okay, so ain't gonna be no more shooting bean bags at you, pepper spray, none of that stuff. They gonna go right to lethal force, man. This means if you go out and protest against this government, okay, any type of way, form, or fashion, and it gets rowdy and the cops get called, the police can come out there. I mean, so like the military can come out there, and they're going to bring street sweepers. Okay, we've been telling you this for the longest time. Started with head elders and apostles, great millstone on down. A time is coming like never before. It says in the NLT, it says Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 5. This is what the sovereign Lord says: disaster after disaster is coming your way, and you people, you still can't see it, but disaster after disaster is coming. It says the end is come. It has finally arrived. Your final doom is waiting. Okay, so a lot of people are about to die in these last days, and you people don't even see what's coming. You still lost and confused and lost in the sauce, and thinking everything is a joke, is a game. You think you got time here? There is no time, man. And the military is funded by your tax dollars. So they're going to use the military with your own tax dollars to come in and use them against you. By the way, the military too. Now the military, it's not even, it's not really even the military. It's all technology. You see, which he said that they want to use drones as well, unmanned systems, drones, robots, robo dogs, you name it. They're going to use it to start tearing you people down. And this is going to predominantly come up. They're going to predominantly use it across upon you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. Hence Jacob's trouble. This is second Ezra chapter 16, verse. I'll just get right to the point. Verse 68 says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." They're gonna start snatching people up. Scripture says, "Before all these, they shall lay hands on you." They're gonna start snatching, people up, man. Brothers. Sisters that believe, they're going to start snatching people up. And, in certain cases, they're going to start putting a lot of people to death. All right. This place is going to be a police state. This is why they want to bring in 15-minute cities. This is why they have all these storms and stuff happening right now, because it's all gearing up into their plan. They want to bring order out of chaos. All right. It says, "A burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you." They can't wait to come down upon your neck. And when all hell breaks loose, America's already shipping out its troops, to the Middle East. And when all hell does break loose, they're gonna have these damn, these migrants, UN troops that was infiltrated in here. You had a bunch of military-aged men coming to this country. Those weren't just people looking for refuge, man. All right, those were damn, you had videos of, military-aged men coming in here in military gear. Okay, so you got, militias, you got troops coming at your borders, and they've been lodged here, getting paid to sit until the time is right, and that very well may be, the end of this month to next month, which brings in the elections. What's that, November 5th? Where they're going to decide who they're going to, make the president. They're going to, which is it's already decided. Your president is not elected; he is selected, or she is selected. So they already know who they're gonna put in there, and they already know the reaction it's gonna cause. So they already got they made the preparations ahead of time, and they said we're gonna send the military out there and start wiping motherfuckers down. This is the time we're coming into. It says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot." It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none." They're going to be out here wilding out like madmen, sparing none. You're going to hear screams, hollers, bullets are riddling. It's going to be, watch that movie Bushwick. Okay? And you get to the end of that movie, you see in the atmosphere, bullets just flying over your head. You running in the barrage of bullets, That's how it's going to be out here, because all these Americans got guns, and they're going to try to fight for their freedom. And Esau wants that. They want people to be out there fighting in the streets. It says, that they shall be like madmen, sparing none. So they don't care if it's a woman, a child, okay? But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So the Lord going to put a spirit on these devils. It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." That's another thing too. They're going to be casting you out of your houses, putting you in FEMA camps. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. You're going to see who the Lord is dealing with, and when this time comes. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So the days of trouble are at hand, man. A time like never before. Okay? If it, and no flesh should be saved unless the Lord shorten those times for the elect's sake. So, hey, we gonna see in these last days, and this is why I brought this out in a post last night. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. So we see that what's coming. We see that the hell that's about to take place, but don't be afraid nor doubt. All right, don't be afraid, man. And really, we can't wait for this shit to really kick up. Let's get it over with. Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 21. Therefore, deliver up the children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. And there's going to be a famine. There's going to be no food out here. People are going to be starving to death. And let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows. And let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. People going, they're going to be out there. First of all, your young men going to be getting drafted, but they also going to be out there fighting in those food riots and those protests, man. They're going to be, fighting with the military, and the military going to start sending drones. Remember the movie, Purge, the first Purge, I believe it was called. You had those jakes. They went to go try to run on the damn militias, and as soon as some niggas got out the car, all they did was send a bunch of drones and blew all their ass up, shot all their ass up, man. All right, so Esau is very well prepared. You're going to need divine intervention in the times that we're coming into. If the Lord is not on your side, you are through. This is a picture we've been trying to paint for you as clear as possible, but people still don't get it. Oh, it's a bird. Bird just flew in my car. That's a spirit. That's a spirit, man. The bird just flew right on my hood and was looking into the car. That's a spirit, man. The Lord works through these animals. He gonna have birds bringing brothers food in that day, and then it just landed on a tree right next to me and just watching me. Cause the animals can see the vibrations, man. All right, and he felt the vibration of the spirit of YAHAWASHI coming out in his vehicle. That's the times we're in, man. The Lord's gonna start really moving now, man. Cause when Esau make his move, the Lord's gonna make his move. It says, verse 22, let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them, for they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet. So let a cry be heard from me. That's all you're going to hear, screaming and hollering. They're going to cut the lights off, and all you're going to hear is screaming and hollering, and you're going to see flashes from the guns going off in people's houses, man. Wives getting ravished, you name it, okay? This is the time that we are in right now. All right, let's go right here. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12 and 12. And I want to make this real quick because I don't got a lot of time. But, hey, man, we see every day, bro. Every single day is something else. How the fuck can you not inspired to do a video? There's so much stuff going on. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe, which means destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. I mean, one time we was at camp, I asked this guy, is wrath a good thing or a bad thing? He said, I don't know, good? I said, you're an idiot. Okay, wrath is, you going to see what wrath is. Because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So this man knows his time is short. He see that the public is turned against him. He see they got a problem with this war in Israel. People, standing more with the Palestinians. They see all this shit. They say, you know what? We're going to have to go out there. If we can't deceive you anymore, because that's all they do with the news media. They deceive you. They say they have militias in North Carolina talking about they hunting for female. That was bullshit, man. But that was to push a narrative. And they put all those troops, that help out of there. But that was so they can push a narrative so they can come in there and start mowing people down some more and taking their land. Verse 17, it says, the dragon was wroth, which means angry with the woman, which is Israel. Esau is the dragon. And Israel, the woman represents Israel, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. If they say now you're going to use the military, that means they're about to make war with you, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. Okay? And because you got a 22, you think it's all good. No, man. You're not ready for this. You have no idea what's coming. All right? This is something that you cannot prepare for. It says, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of YAHAWASHI. So those of us that keep the commandments to the best of our ability and have the testimony of YAHAWASHI, which is the spirit of prophecy, they're going to try to come for the elect pretty much, man. All right, Lord, when we be a part of that number. All right. This man gonna come out there with his street sweepers, man. All right. Watch this. All right. This is what's that? Isaiah 59 verse 19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahawah shall lift up a standard against him." All right, and that word standard means a way to escape, to take flight, to disappear. The Lord's going to make a way out for his elect, but for everybody else, you niggas gonna be stuck up in there, man. And this man is going to be, you'll see how the U.S. military moves. They don't fuck off, bro. This is how they got a U.S. embassy in all these other countries. Because if they feel like you are a threat, which they definitely going to feel like we are a threat because we're speaking against this place, they're going to come in with fucking force. They're going to come in with wrath. They're going to come in like a flood. They can come in your house in 3 seconds and have everybody subdued. Just like that. They bomb rush, you see? It says, "And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that return from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi." So the Redeemer shall come to those that return from transgression, turn from your sins. Majority of these niggas, they not going to do that, and they're going to end up being destroyed and caught up in this destruction. All right? A few more. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4 says, "And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah," which are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. It says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of BAHASHAM Yahawashi, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." There's no peace coming, man. This shit is about to turn up. "Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." People gonna be terrified, man. You see? "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Esau gonna be out here on some advanced warfare shit in your hood, okay? In your hood. Hence Jacob's trouble. All right, we in some evil days, man. The scripture says, "Be circumspect." Brothers is watching, and when we seen this, because they just did this, September 27th? They said that was, not even a month ago. So they're doing things, and they're distracting you with this whole Diddy situation and everything else, and they're doing things behind closed doors. All right, under the shadow of the night, they're doing things to bring forth their agenda. Let me grab this. Because this is going to cause people to be out there fighting. They're going to try to fight back, and they'll get mowed the hell down. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power." People going to be out there going crazy, man. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." It's going to be a police state. You ain't going to be able to just walk around freely as you've been doing. Go right around freely as you've been doing. "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." If men are going to be afraid, how much more women and children? Okay, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." All right. Let me grab this right here too. All right, because you people, man, you have definitely gotten a warning. Now what you do with it is on you. It says, Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 3, "And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are imputed children, stiff-hearted and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi." Reading on, it says, "And they, whether they whether they were here or whether they were forbear, for they are a rebellious house." These niggas ain't trying to get it, so they gonna get left, right? It says, "Yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them." So you gonna know who the true man of the Lord is when this come down to when push come to shove, man. All right, you don't got IUIC warning you about this. You don't have ISUBK out there doing fucking push-ups, talking about they don't want no cowards, but they ain't warning you about this. Okay, There are dumb dogs that can't bark. We are barking continually, always barking, warning you, telling you what's coming. Okay? So if you ain't paying attention, then you're going to be caught off guard. Shalom, Kwame Sharala, about Press to be edifying to the full. Shalom.
September 27th, 2024, the Department of Defense reissued and updated Directive 5240.0. One of the updates within this directive that is extremely concerning is that the government now allows the U.S. military to move forward with assisting domestic law enforcement agencies to use lethal force against U.S. citizens. Now, for a government that is riding till the wheels fall off with is not real and losing global support among majority of other countries that do not support what is not real and the U.S. are doing currently within the Middle East, when we see updates like this happen from the Department of Defense, one can only wonder what could be next. Especially when we see the police being militarized and used against college students that are protesting a G-side that the U.S. is 100% complicit in. I can even give you a personal thing that I've witnessed where I was at a protest in Washington, D.C., and the D.C. police sprayed a little 7-8-year-old Arab boy in the face with pepper spray. And no, this was not some overly grown kid or anything like that. It looks like a teenager. This was a small child that they blatantly sprayed in the face with pepper spray. And of course, the police didn't even attempt to help this child. Everyone else at the protests had to help this child and the others that also were pepper sprayed. So that should tell you where we're going with this government.
One of my mutuals made a video about the DoD and their new directive. When I say new, I mean it was passed on September 27th. Authorities are now allowed to use deadly force with us during protest. Like if a commander deems it fit, they're allowed to kill you. And that's not me being exaggerative. I'm gonna put it up here so that way you can look it up yourself. Fascism is here. It's been here for a minute. Do you know that Breonna Taylor's boyfriend that was in the bed with her when the police came in and shot her to death while she was asleep with no warrant was just blamed for her murder? Like he is now legally responsible for it. They've been doing this for a while now, but now they have it in writing. Please don't forget that this is happening under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Fucking sick.